A significant undercover revelation regarding the Gupta brothers' influence in South Africa's state capture saga. At the heart of this revelation lies a figure previously known for his involvement in large-scale money laundering, shedding light on a crucial yet previously missing link in the Gupta network. The investigation reveals that three companies, Varlo Zone, Zokobite, and Coral General Traders, were not mere entities in the corporate landscape, but served as instrumental conduits in the Gupta brothers' scheme to siphon state funds and perpetrate fraud. These findings corroborate the conclusions drawn by the Zondo Commission, a governmental inquiry established to probe the depths of corruption within South Africa's political and business spheres. What makes this discovery particularly alarming is the involvement of a prominent money launderer whose identity adds a human dimension to the narrative of corruption and malfeasance. By unmasking the individuals behind the corporate facades, this investigation offers a glimpse into the shadowy world of illicit finance and the individuals who exploit it for personal gain. The intertwining of illicit finance and political influence underscores the pervasive nature of corruption within South Africa's corridors of power. It raises profound questions about accountability, transparency, and the resilience of democratic institutions in the face of such brazen subversion. Despite the efforts of investigators appointed by the Zondo Commission, the individuals responsible for managing the companies implicated in the Gupta state capture remained elusive, leaving a critical gap in understanding how looted South African funds were transferred abroad on behalf of the Guptas. Recent revelations from documents obtained by Al Jazeera now shed light on this mystery, uncovering Mohammed Khan, also known as Mo Dollars, as the mastermind behind Varlo Zone, Coral General Trading, and Zokobite. Khan, a notorious figure in South Africa's underworld, has long been associated with money laundering activities, adding a layer of significant dimension to the unfolding narrative of corruption and state capture. According to whistleblower Dawood Khan, Mohammed's brother and former associate, it was Mohammed who orchestrated the financial transactions linked to these companies, providing crucial insights into the inner workings of the Gupta network. State capture, characterized by the manipulation of state institutions for personal gain, has cast a long shadow over South Africa's political landscape. Under the previous administration led by President Jacob Zuma, the Gupta family, synonymous with corruption and cronyism, wielded considerable influence, allegedly plundering the country's resources through a complex web of illicit activities. While South Africa's current government, led by President Cyril Ramaphosa, has taken steps to address corruption and hold perpetrators accountable, challenges persist, as evidenced by the recent dismissal of extradition requests for the Gupta siblings by the United Arab Emirates. This latest revelation, unveiled as part of the Gold Mafia investigative series, delves deeper into the intricate networks of gold smuggling and money laundering that plague Southern Africa, highlighting the urgent need for robust enforcement measures and international cooperation to combat organized crime and protect the integrity of state institutions. Established in 2018, the Zondo Commission embarked on a mission to unearth the depths of state capture, corruption, and fraud within South Africa, primarily focusing on the activities of the Guptas, a prominent South African family of Indian descent. Arriving in South Africa in 1993, the Guptas swiftly ascended, constructing a sprawling business empire that granted them significant sway over the nation's affairs. That influence reached unprecedented levels, affording them access to substantial state resources, which they allegedly funneled offshore through intricate money laundering schemes. As their sphere of influence expanded, the Guptas leveraged their connections to secure lucrative state contracts, purportedly engaged in bribery with politicians, and even wielded control over ministerial appointments during Zuma's presidency. Their audacity reached a pinnacle in 2013 when they orchestrated a lavish wedding, transporting hundreds of guests from India using a South African military airport, igniting a national uproar and underscoring the extent of their power and impunity. The funds acquired through state capture were systematically funneled overseas via a complex network of companies, effectively disappearing into the shadows. Zokobite, Coral General Trading, and Varlo Zone were integral components of this network, which investigators aptly dubbed the Spider Web. Paul Holton, an expert in anti-money laundering enlisted by the Zondo Commission, shed light on their investigation process. Our focus was primarily on tracing the flow of funds originating from state capture through this intricate money laundering network, he revealed to Al Jazeera. A pivotal breakthrough occurred when the commission successfully traced a direct connection between the embezzled funds and the Gupta family through transactions involving Varlo Zone, a South African entity, and Griffin Line General Trading based in Dubai. Griffin Line General Trading was a known Gupta-controlled entity, solidifying the link between the illicit proceeds and the Gupta syndicate. Despite Shah Bukhari being listed as the owner of Varlo Zone, investigations uncovered him as merely a frontman. The true orchestrator orchestrator behind Varlozone's operations was Khan, an adept money launderer with a notorious track record. Khan's illicit endeavors extended beyond Varlozone, as he had previously collaborated with prominent figures such as cigarette kingpin Simon Rudland, facilitating the transfer of over $100 million overseas. Moreover, Khan's nefarious activities involved bribing employees within various South African banks, further facilitating the laundering of illicit funds and perpetuating the complex web of financial deceit. From South Africa to Hong Kong, a labyrinthine trail of illicit financial transactions unraveled by Al Jazeera exposes the extent of money laundering operations orchestrated by Mohammed Khan and his associates. Documentation obtained by Al Jazeera illustrates a pattern of funds flowing from multiple companies into the coffers of Varlozone and Zokubite. Over 6 months, Varlozone funneled a staggering $1.8 million of state capture proceeds offshore, while Zokubite laundered at least $600,000 of ill-gotten gains. Acting as a temporary repository for these illicit funds, Coral General Traders served as a pooling account before their offshore transfer. The mechanism employed to disguise these transfers, known as merchanting, hinges on the fabrication of invoices to simulate advance payments for fictitious imports. These invoices predominantly sourced from Hong Kong-based front companies, some of which Khan controlled, falsely portrayed transactions between ostensibly unrelated entities, obfuscating the trail of laundered funds. All financial transactions were channeled through Safsan Bank, where Khan had illicitly cultivated relationships with employees, including Hussein Chinara, responsible for overseeing foreign exchange payments. WhatsApp conversations retrieved by Al Jazeera reveal Khan's calculated inquiries into the extent of funds that could be laundered through these channels. Dawood Khan, Mohammed's brother, elucidates the interchangeable use of Varlozone, Zokubite, and Coral General Traders in the laundering scheme. You couldn't utilize the same account on a daily basis, he explains, so you would spread your funds across different accounts at different times across the week or a month. In damning audio recordings, Khan candidly acknowledges his contravention of the law. Okay, at worst, I get arrested, he acknowledges. I'm going to be arrested for the stuff that was done on Coral and all of that. When confronted with these allegations, Mohammed Khan vehemently refutes any wrongdoing, dismissing them as baseless fabrications. Griffin Line Trading similarly denies any affiliation with the Gupta brothers or Khan, disavowing involvement in criminal activities uncovered by the Zondo Commission. Safsan Bank asserts its commitment to addressing the malfeasance within its ranks, pledging robust action against suspended and former employees implicated in the scandal. Simon Rudland rebuffs allegations against him as part of a smear campaign orchestrated by unidentified adversaries. Despite repeated attempts to elicit responses from other individuals implicated in this expose, they remain conspicuously silent. As the investigation unfolds, it serves as a stark reminder of the ongoing battle against corruption and the imperative of holding accountable those who seek to undermine the principles of democracy and the rule of law. Through rigorous investigative journalism and unwavering dedication to truth-seeking, we can continue to expose and dismantle the networks of corruption that threaten the fabric of society. In conclusion, the intricate web of illicit financial dealings orchestrated by the gold mafia, particularly Mohammed Khan, sheds light on the extent to which corruption infiltrated the highest echelons of power in South Africa. Through a complex network of companies and money laundering tactics, funds obtained through state capture were funneled offshore, evading scrutiny and accountability. The collusion between the gold mafia and the Gupta brothers, facilitated by Khan's expertise in money laundering, underscores the pervasive influence of organized crime in exacerbating political corruption and undermining democratic institutions. As this investigation reveals, the repercussions of state capture extend far beyond national borders, implicating international actors and exposing vulnerabilities within the global financial system. By shedding light on these nefarious activities, we can strive for greater transparency, accountability, and integrity in governance. It is imperative that we remain vigilant against this insidious influence of organized crime and work towards building a more just and equitable society for all. If you found this information insightful, please like, share, and subscribe to stay informed.